Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Betty, and in today's tutorial we are going to be making a bum short or a bikini. And in this project I'm going to be using my 3mm hook and the scissor, stitch markers and measuring tape plus our yarn. So without wasting time, let's start. Alright, so to start I'll start with a chain of 50, and that is my waist measurements. My waist is 28 and my hips is 38. So go ahead and get the measurement of your waist and divide your measurements by 2 and chain the first chain that covers your half measurements of your waist. Alright, so I'll go ahead and have 50 chains on my waist, then I'll meet you and continue. Alright, so I'm here with my 50 chains and the measurement is 11 inches. So that is my half of my waist. It is 11 inches when you've not stretched it. So when you stretch it, it will be longer than that. So to start, you start with a double crochet. You skip two chains, then in the third chain you make a double crochet. Okay, then next is another double crochet, next is another double crochet, next is another double crochet, and this is what you're going to do until you get to the end of the row. Okay, so I'm back and I'm here with my double crochets, and I have a total of 48 double crochets, because remember it was 50 chains minus 2, that is 48. So go ahead and count your 24, then on the 25th put your stitch marker, that will be your middle point. So after getting your middle point, you start with you chain 2 and turn your work. Then under that first stitch, make a double crochet. Next is a double crochet. Next is a double crochet. And this is what you're going to do until you get to the middle where you marked your work. Then I'll meet you. Alright, so we are the middle, and this is what we are going to do. Under that very stitch where your stitch marker is, inside that very stitch, put your first double crochet like this, and again that same space another double crochet, and again that same space another double crochet. So we have 3 double crochets in one stitch or in one place, all right, where our stitch marker is. So then next will be a double crochet, and again another one. Next is another double crochet, next is a double crochet. Okay, so now you take your stitch marker and mark the middle of those 3 double crochets in the same space, which is the second double crochet. So go ahead, put your stitch marker in the second double crochet like this. So it will help you remember this is where I'm supposed to put my 3 double crochets when I come back. So continue and I'll meet you. Alright, so I'm at the end of the row. and I'll make sure I make my last double crochet in between there, in between of chain 2 and double crochet like this. Then I'll chain 2, turn my work. After that first stitch, I'll make a double crochet, and again another double crochet. So go ahead with your double crochets until you get to the middle, and I'll show you one more time on what to do. Yeah. All right, so we are the middle, and so this is where our stitch marker is, and this is the very stitch. I'll start with my first double crochet, in that same space. So I can now remove because I know what to do. So continue. You can remove your stitch marker, you can still put it to make you remember this is where I'm supposed to put my 3 double crochets in the same space like this. So mark your work in the second double crochet like this, and this is how we are increasing our work, all right, in size. So those 3 double crochets are the increases that we are making to get our height. So continue. Then okay, so I'm almost at the end, and what I will do is to make my double crochets until I get to the end. And remember, there's that chain 2 space with the double crochet. Remember always to put there a double crochet, all right, like this. So now chain 2, turn your work. In that first stitch, make a double crochet like this. The next is another double crochet, and it will be a double crochet until you get to the middle where you marked your work to make the increases. Alright, so I'm here again at the middle of the row where my stitch marker is, and I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm going to make 3 double crochets in this very stitch like this. So go ahead and do the same. Alright, so this is what you're going to be doing. After making your 3 double crochets in the same space, then you put your stitch marker back in your second double crochet like this. It will help you remember. Alright, so next is a double crochet until I get to the end of the row like this. So now this is what we are going to do. Alright, this is what we are going to do until we get our desired length of what we want. So go ahead and do the length that you want, then I'll meet you. Alright, so now I'm here with my desired length, and I went ahead and got a total of 20 rows, and yeah, this is enough for me. So I don't know how long you want yours to be. Mine, I want it this long, and I have 20 rows, and these 20 rows are from my waist downwards is 11 inches, right? Is 11 inches. Then from sides, that is my hip side downwards, it is 9.5 inches. All right, then my hips measurements, that is my hips areas, is 38 divided by 2, that is 19. it is 19 inches. All right, so I have 19 inches for my hips, and 19 plus 19, that is 38. All right, so that is 38 of my measurements of the hips. So my hips was 38, so 19 is okay for my hips now. So if your hips is 40, make sure you add more rows to get to 40 inches. If your hips is smaller than this, then you reduce the rows. All right, yeah. Okay, so go ahead and make your second panel, then put them together like this, then we'll join it together. So I'm going to show you how to join it. All right, so if this is your first time you coming across my videos, please do not hesitate to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up and share it to your friends and many people. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much. And to you all that like and comment on my videos, I say thank you so much. Alright, so to join your panels together, you will start with attaching your yarn in the middle of your panel where we made the 3 double crochets in the same space. That's where we are attaching the yarn. Then you chain 15 if it is this size that I'm making. If it is bigger than this, then 20 chains. Alright, so chain 15, which will give us 3 inches long. Then attach it to the other panel like this. So that's, go to the other side in that same space of 3 double crochets in the same space, in that middle double crochet, and attach your work like this. So I've joined the panels together with our chains, that is 15 chains like this. Then cut your yarn and now count and get the middle of 15. So 15 divided by 2 will get 7.5. So we can go in the 8th stitch and mark inside your 8C chain. So count 8 chains and put your stitch in the 8C chain. Then attach your yarn under that 8 chain, attach your yarn and make chain 2. Alright, so after chaining 2, turn your work and start making double crochets under that chain space. So make double crochets and make sure you have 8 double crochets at the end of that chain. Alright, so when you get 8 double crochets, then you will continue with your double crochets all around. So when you get again to this side, that is at the back, you still have to make sure you get 8 double crochets again. Okay, so now here I have my 8 double crochet and I'm continuing with my double crochets. All right, like this. So continue with your double crochets in each stitch and go around until you come back to the end. So when you are at the end, I'll show you. All right, so I'm at the end of the row and I want to attach the other panel now. That is the second panel now, and this is what we are going to do. Just grab your panel and yarn over and make a double crochet in that first stitch. All right, yarn over and make a double crochet in that first stitch of the other side like this. So I've joined them together. Then we'll continue our double crochets until we get to where there's chain space, then we'll continue from there. Alright, so I'm at the end where my chain starts, and I told you when you get to your chain, make sure you have 8 double crochets. So you will make your 8 double crochets in the chain. Okay, so I'm here with my last double crochet to make it 8, and after you slip stitch it in the chain 2 space like this. Alright, so now next is chain 2, then turn your work and start with your double crochet in your first stitch, then continue with your double crochets. So here we are chaining 2. After chain 2, you turn your work. So whenever you start a row, after chaining 2, you turn your work. Alright, and go around with your double crochets until you get to the place where you joined your panels. Okay, then I'll meet you at that place where you join your panels, and I'll show you how to go about it. Alright, so this is where we joined our panels, and when you reach here, you make your last double crochet, then go inside that space here in the middle like this and make a double crochet, then continue with your double crochet again and go back to where you started your row. Then yeah, all right, so now I'm at the end of the row, and I'm making my few double crochets until I get to where I'm supposed to slip stitch. So this is my last double crochet. Then next is to slip stitch under that chain 2 space like this. All right, then chain 2 and turn your work, then start working in your first stitch with a double crochet. Next is a double crochet, next is another double crochet, and this is what you're going to be doing all around and come back to where you started from. Then you chain 2 and turn your work and continue with your double crochets again until you get to your desired length where you want your short to reach. Yeah, then I'll meet you. Alright, so I'm here with my 5 rows. I went ahead and made 5 rows of double crochets, and that will be enough for what I want. So next it is start working on your other side. So now that is the middle. All right, so go and attach your yarn in that place and do the exact thing that you have done or we did before, which is to make 8 double crochets in the chain, Then after 8 double crochets, you continue with your double crochets. Then I'll show you how it looks. All right. Okay, so here we are. We are still on our very chain space where we are making 8 double crochets under those spaces like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, and then 8. All right, so we have our 8 double crochets. Then next we will continue with your double crochets until you get to where we join the panels. Then I'll show you. All right, so we are at the end of this panel, and I told you when you reach here you will make your last double crochets like this. So now when you're here, you get your panel, the second panel now. Then you yarn over and make your first double crochet in the first stitch of that panel like this. Next is double crochet, and next is another double crochet, and this is what you're going to do all around until you get to the end of the row. Yeah. All right, so I'm at the end where my chain space is, and next I'm going to make my 8 double crochets under this space, this chain space. That is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right, so I have my 8 double crochets. Next I will slip stitch like this. All right, so the next thing I will do now from here is to go all around and get my 5 rows. And before I start, I will chain 2, turn my work, and start working with my first double crochet. So this is what you're going to do. Go with your double crochets all around, come back, chain 2, turn your work, and go again with your double crochets all around until you get the total rows that you need. Mine is 5 rows, so I'm going around with my 5 rows. Then I'll show you. Okay, so this is how my work is looking. I have my 5 rows, and the next thing I'll do now is to join these 2 panels from here. So go ahead where your hips starts from downwards, so that you leave the other upper waist side open. The reason why I want to do so is because the hips or the bum bum is bigger than the waist. So I'm joining the down part, then the waist is going to be open because when I'll need some allowances where the bum bum will pass, okay, before it gets to the waist side. All right, so I counted like how many? 8 rows. Then I put my stitch marker. Then from there, turn your work on your wrong side. Then start joining the 2 together with a single crochet. Alright, so this is how my work is looking. After sewing, this is how it will be looking. So this is the open place that I left because I want allowance in case when when the person is dressing up, it will be easier for the bam bam to pass, then it will still be fitting. All right, so then do your other side, then cut off all your tails, then I'll show you. All right, so what you're going to do now is to make your chain, number of chains that you want that are enough for you. All right, me, I'm having a total of 100 chains. So make the number of chains that will be enough. Then after, start passing through the visible space that you can see. All right, so in 2 rows pass a chain, in 2 rows pass a chain, and as you're passing it, let it be zigzag like the one I'm doing, like this. So pass in 2 rows, you pass a chain, in 2 rows you pass a chain until you get to the top. All right, yeah. Okay, so this is how your work will be looking now. So go ahead and do the other side, the same thing we did here, like this. And yeah, you'll be having your high waist bamba short done. All right, so thank you so much for you starting with me and ending this video with me. I really appreciate you all. To our new members, I say a very big and a warm welcome to you all. And to all my returning subscribers, I say thank you so much for your endless love and support. And for you people that like my videos and comment, I will say thank you so much. God bless you, and I'll say bye bye.